Have you ever felt that nagging feeling? That sniffle that just won't quit? Or that seemingly minor cut that takes ages to heal? Even though you remember a time when your body just bounced back, it's a frustrating reality for many of us as we get a little older. We notice our bodies don't quite respond the way they used to, and sometimes it feels like we're constantly battling something, whether it's a cold, a bout of fatigue, or just a general sense of being run down. This isn't just your imagination, and it's certainly not a sign that you're doing something wrong. There's a quiet, natural process happening deep inside us, specifically within our immune system, that undergoes some significant shifts as we pass the age of 65. It's a reality that can make us feel vulnerable, almost as if our body's personal defense force isn't quite as vigilant as it once was. But here's the secret understanding. These changes isn't about accepting a decline. It's about gaining powerful knowledge to support our bodies in truly profound ways. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on 6 important things that happen to your immune system after age 65. And more importantly, we'll talk about what you can actively do to keep your defenses strong, resilient, and ready for anything. You'll discover practical, gentle ways to make a real difference in your everyday health and vitality. Make sure to watch to the very end, because there's something important that will truly surprise you, something many people overlook. Let's dive right into the first significant change that often occurs within our incredible immune system as we celebrate more birthdays. You see, deep within your chest, nestled behind your breastbone, there's a vital little organ called the thymus gland. Think of it as the ultimate training academy for a special type of immune cell known as T cells. These T cells are the sharpshooters of your immune system, responsible for recognizing and destroying infected cells. And they're particularly good at tackling new threats that your body hasn't encountered before. Now, here's what happens after age 65. The thymus gland, which was once bustling with activity, gradually begins to shrink and produce fewer brand new, or naive, T cells. It's a bit like a military academy that starts graduating fewer new recruits each year. What does this mean for you? Well, it means your immune system might not be as quick or as effective at identifying and neutralizing completely new viruses or bacteria. If a new flu strain comes around, or an unfamiliar bug starts circulating, your body's initial response might be a little slower, and it might take longer to build up a strong defense. This is why you might find yourself catching things you used to brush off, or experiencing more severe symptoms from common infections. But here's the powerful part. While we can't magically make our thymus gland grow back to its youthful size, we can absolutely support the T cells we do have and ensure they're working at their peak. One of the most effective ways is through consistent, gentle physical activity. Think about it when you move your body. Even just walking around your neighborhood, you improve blood circulation, which helps immune cells travel more efficiently throughout your body. Exercise also helps reduce stress, and chronic stress is a known suppressor of immune function. Consider Mary, a vibrant woman in her late 70s. She used to dread flu season, feeling like she was always battling something. After talking with her doctor, she started a daily habit of brisk walking for 30 minutes and joined a gentle water aerobics class twice a week. She told me she noticed a remarkable difference, not just in her energy levels, but in how much less often she caught colds and how much quicker she recovered when she did. It wasn't about becoming an athlete, it was about consistent, joyful movement. And speaking of T cells, remember how they're your sharpshooters. They rely on specific nutrients to function optimally. Zinc, for example, is incredibly important for T cell development and function. You can find zinc in everyday foods like lean meats, nuts, beans, and whole grains. Vitamin D is another unsung hero. Many of us are deficient, especially as we spend more time indoors, and it plays a critical role in modulating immune responses. So, getting a little sunshine responsibly or talking to your doctor about a vitamin D supplement can truly make a difference in giving those precious T cells the support they need. It's about nourishing your body from the inside out to compensate for these natural shifts. Now that we've understood how our T cell army might be recruiting fewer new members, let's talk about another crucial part of our immune defense, the B cells. If T cells are the sharpshooters, then B cells are like the incredible memory keepers and antibody factories of your immune system. When a new invader, say a specific virus, enters your body, your B cells learn to recognize it and then produce tailor-made antibodies to neutralize that specific threat. They also remember that invader, so if it ever tries to come back, your B cells can quickly mount a much faster and stronger defense. It's a brilliant system, like having a vast library of most wanted posters and the ability to print millions of custom handcuffs. However, as we age past 65, the diversity and responsiveness of our B cell population tend to decrease. This means our B cells might not be quite as versatile in recognizing brand new threats, and they might not produce as many different kinds of antibodies as quickly. The memory part of the B cell function generally holds up well for things you've been exposed to many times before, like common colds you've had repeatedly over your lifetime. But for genuinely novel pathogens, the response can be a bit more sluggish and less robust. You might notice that when a new strain of something comes along, it hits you harder, or it takes a longer time for your body to clear it completely. This isn't a failure on your part. It's a natural recalibration of the immune system. So, what can we do to empower our B cells and help them stay as sharp and effective as possible? The key here lies in providing our bodies with the very best building blocks through our diet. Think of it like giving your antibody factories the highest quality materials. This means focusing on a diet rich in colorful fruits and vegetables. These foods are packed with antioxidants, which are compounds that help protect your cells, including your immune cells, from damage. Imagine a constant stream of tiny little repair crews working to keep your B cells in top shape. Berries, leafy greens, citrus fruits, bell peppers, they all contribute a symphony of nutrients that nourish your immune system. For instance, consider John, who used to rely heavily on processed foods and felt constantly run down. When his daughter encouraged him to add a daily smoothie packed with spinach, berries, and a little protein powder, he started noticing a tangible difference. He wasn't as susceptible to the seasonal bugs, and he felt more energetic overall. It wasn't about a restrictive diet. It was about consciously adding nutrient-dense foods that directly support cell health. Another crucial, yet often underestimated, factor for B cell health and overall immune function is adequate sleep. During deep sleep, your body isn't just resting, it's actively repairing and regenerating. This is when your immune system releases proteins called cytokines, which are essential for fighting infection and inflammation. When you don't get enough quality sleep, your body produces fewer of these protective cytokines. It's like trying to run an antibody factory on a skeleton crew. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of restorative sleep each night, creating a consistent bedtime routine, making your bedroom dark and cool, and avoiding screens before bed can work wonders. Emily, a retired teacher, struggled with insomnia for years and found herself frequently getting sick. After implementing a strict nightly routine that included turning off her tablet an hour before bed and reading a physical book, her sleep improved dramatically, and with it, her general resilience to illnesses. It seems so simple, but the impact of consistent, good quality sleep on your B cells, and indeed your entire immune system, is profound. Providing your body with this essential rest allows your B cells to function at their best, producing those vital antibodies and keeping a vigilant watch against threats. Now that we've understood the changing roles of our T and B cells, let's talk about something a little more subtle but just as powerful. Something that can quietly wear down your immune system over time: chronic low-grade inflammation, often referred to as inflammaging. Imagine a tiny, smoldering fire constantly burning within your body. It's not a roaring blaze like an acute infection or injury, but a persistent, low-level inflammation that, over years, can exhaust your immune system and make it less effective when it needs to respond to a real threat. As we get older, this background hum of inflammation often increases. It's linked to many age-related conditions, and it means your immune cells are constantly a little bit on edge, like soldiers perpetually on alert. When a true emergency arises, they might be too tired or depleted to mount a full-strength response. You might not feel this inflammation directly, but it can manifest as persistent fatigue, aches, or just a general feeling of being unwell, even when there's no obvious illness. So, how do we douse this low-grade fire? The answer lies largely in what we choose to put on our plates. Adopting an anti-inflammatory diet is incredibly powerful. Think less processed foods, fewer sugary drinks, and more whole, natural ingredients. Foods rich in omega-3 fatty acids are like natural fire extinguishers. These include fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, as well as walnuts, flax seeds, and chia seeds. Incorporating these into your diet regularly can help dampen inflammatory pathways in your body. Turmeric, a spice widely used in Indian cuisine, contains curcumin, a compound known for its potent anti-inflammatory properties. Adding turmeric to your cooking, perhaps in a warm golden milk latte or a savory stew, can be a delicious way to fight inflammation. And don't forget your leafy greens: spinach, kale, collard greens. They are packed with antioxidants and vitamins that help keep inflammation in check. Avoiding foods that actively promote inflammation, like highly processed snacks, excessive red meat, and sugary sweets, is equally important. Think of it as removing the kindling from the fire. Consider Arthur, who struggled with persistent joint aches and a feeling of constant fatigue. He initially attributed it to just getting old. After learning about inflammaging, he started incorporating more anti-inflammatory foods into his diet, swapping sugary cereals for oatmeal with berries and nuts, and adding more fish and vegetables to his meals. Within a few months, he not only felt his joints were less stiff, but his energy levels significantly improved, and he felt a general sense of well-being he hadn't experienced in years. It's a powerful testament to how food can be your medicine. Moving on, let's consider another vital aspect of our immune system that often sees a dip in effectiveness as we age: our response to vaccines. You know how important vaccines are in protecting us from serious illnesses like the flu, pneumonia, and shingles. They work by introducing a harmless version of a pathogen to your immune system, teaching your B cells and T cells to recognize it and build up a memory so they can fight it off if you encounter the real thing. It's like a drill, preparing your immune army for battle. However, after age 65, your immune system may not mount as strong or as long-lasting a response to vaccines as it did when you were younger. This doesn't mean vaccines are useless. Far from it. It simply means that your body might not produce as many antibodies, or the cellular immunity might not be as robust or durable. So, while you might still get protection, it might be less complete or fade more quickly than in younger individuals. This is why doctors often recommend higher-dose flu vaccines for older adults, or specific formulations of other vaccines, because they're designed to elicit a stronger response from a more mature immune system. The actionable takeaway here is not to skip your recommended vaccinations, but rather to be extra diligent about getting them. Speak with your doctor regularly about which vaccines are most appropriate for you, and stay up to date. Even if the protection isn't 100%, it still significantly reduces your risk of severe illness, hospitalization, and complications. For instance, imagine a large community where everyone over 65 diligently gets their flu shot, even if some individuals don't develop peak immunity. The overall community protection, often called herd immunity, helps protect everyone, especially those who are most vulnerable. It's a collective effort. Also, remember that supporting your overall immune health through diet, sleep, and stress management, as we discussed earlier, will also help your body respond better to the vaccines it receives. It's about optimizing your internal environment so that when you do get a vaccine, your immune system is in the best possible shape to learn from it and build that protective memory. And finally, for this section, let's shift our focus to something you might not immediately associate with your immune system, but which plays an incredibly vital role: your skin. Your skin isn't just an outer covering. It's your body's largest organ and a formidable first line of defense against countless pathogens. Think of it as a protective barrier, a shield that prevents bacteria, viruses, and other unwanted invaders from entering your body. However, as we age, your skin undergoes natural changes. It tends to become thinner, drier, and less elastic. This can lead to tiny cracks and breaks in the skin barrier, creating potential entry points for microbes. Furthermore, the rate at which skin cells regenerate slows down, which means that wounds, cuts, and scrapes take significantly longer to heal. A minor scratch that might have healed in a few days when you were younger could now take weeks, increasing the window of opportunity for infection. This slower wound healing is a direct reflection of a less vigorous immune response at the local level. Your immune cells need to mobilize quickly to the site of injury to clear out debris, fight off potential infections, and initiate the repair process. When this process is delayed, you're at a higher risk of localized infections. So, what can we do to support this incredible outer shield? Hydration is absolutely key, both from the inside and out. Drinking plenty of water throughout the day helps keep your skin supple and resilient. Externally, regular moisturizing, especially after bathing, can help lock in moisture and maintain the integrity of that crucial skin barrier. Look for gentle, fragrance-free moisturizers. Avoid harsh soaps or extremely hot water, which can strip your skin of its natural oils. Consider using a humidifier in dry environments, particularly during winter months. Also, adequate protein intake is essential for skin repair and regeneration. Protein provides the building blocks for new tissues, so ensuring you're getting enough lean protein from sources like fish, chicken, beans, lentils, and nuts will directly support your skin's ability to heal and maintain its protective function. Imagine Sarah, who had a recurring issue with skin tears on her arms that would take forever to heal and often got red and irritated. After focusing on better hydration, using a rich, emollient cream daily, and making sure she included enough protein in her meals, she noticed a remarkable difference. Her skin felt stronger, and those minor injuries healed much more quickly, preventing discomfort and potential infection. Supporting your skin is truly supporting your overall immune defense. Starting right at the surface, moving on from the skin, let's turn our attention inwards to a part of our body that has a surprisingly huge impact on our immunity, one that's often overlooked: our gut. You might think of your gut primarily for digestion, but it's much more than that. It's a bustling metropolis of trillions of bacteria, fungi, and other microbes, collectively known as your gut microbiome. This incredible community plays a monumental role in your overall health, including your immune system. In fact, a staggering 70 to 80% of your immune cells reside in your gut, constantly interacting with this microbial ecosystem. They're like diplomats and peacekeepers, learning what's friendly and what's a threat from the microscopic world within you. However, as we age, the diversity and balance of this gut microbiome can change. It often becomes less diverse, meaning there are fewer different types of beneficial bacteria. And sometimes, the balance shifts in favor of less helpful or even harmful microbes. This reduction in diversity can lead to a less robust immune response. As the gut is central to immune system training and regulation, when your gut microbiome is out of balance, it can contribute to that chronic low-grade inflammation we discussed earlier, further taxing your immune system. You might notice subtle signs like more frequent digestive upset, feeling less energetic, or even just a general sense of being unwell. So, how can we nurture this vital internal garden? The answer lies in feeding your beneficial gut bacteria with the right nutrients. This means incorporating probiotic-rich foods into your diet. Probiotics are live beneficial bacteria that can help replenish and diversify your gut microbiome. Think of natural, unsweetened yogurt and kefir, which are fantastic sources. Fermented vegetables like sauerkraut, kimchi, and traditional pickles are also excellent options. Start slowly if you're new to these foods, adding a spoonful or two to your meals. But it's not just about adding good bacteria. It's also about feeding them so they can thrive. This is where prebiotics come in. Prebiotics are types of fiber that act as food for your gut bacteria. You can find prebiotics in everyday foods like onions, garlic, leeks, asparagus, bananas, oats, and apples. Combining probiotics with prebiotics is like planting a beautiful garden and then making sure it has plenty of water and sunshine. Consider David, a man in his late 60s who struggled with occasional digestive issues and seemed to catch every cold that went around. After hearing about the gut-immune connection, he started adding a daily serving of Greek yogurt to his breakfast and made an effort to include more fibrous vegetables like broccoli and leafy greens in his dinners. Over time, he not only found his digestion improve dramatically, but he also noticed he felt more robust and resilient against illnesses. He felt like his body was just working better overall. It's a powerful example of how taking care of your gut can have a ripple effect on your entire immune system, strengthening your defenses from the inside out. So, we've covered quite a journey today, haven't we? We've talked about how our body's internal training academy for T cells, the thymus, naturally changes, meaning our immune system might be a little slower to respond to brand new threats. We discussed how our B cells, those amazing antibody factories, might not be as versatile in recognizing every new invader. We looked at the silent, often unseen, presence of chronic low-grade inflammation, that inflammaging that can quietly exhaust our immune defenses. We considered why our body's response to vaccines might not be as strong or long-lasting as it once was, and how important it is to keep up with those recommendations. We also explored how our skin, our first and largest line of defense, naturally becomes a bit more fragile and takes longer to heal, creating potential vulnerabilities. And finally, we just talked about the incredible, often underestimated, power of our gut microbiome and how nurturing that internal ecosystem is absolutely vital for a robust immune system. But here's the most important takeaway. The very essence of what I want you to remember from our conversation, understanding these natural shifts in your immune system after age 65, isn't about accepting a diminished future. It's quite the opposite. It's about gaining powerful knowledge that empowers you to be proactive, to support your incredible body in new, gentle, and profoundly effective ways. Every single one of the points we discussed comes with actionable, everyday choices you can make. It's about recognizing that while some things change, our capacity to influence our health, our resilience, and our vitality remains immense. You don't need to make drastic, overwhelming changes overnight. Remember Mary and her walks, John adding nutrient-dense smoothies, Arthur embracing anti-inflammatory foods, Emily prioritizing sleep, Sarah caring for her skin, and David nourishing his gut. These are all examples of small, consistent steps that, over time, add up to monumental differences in how you feel, how well you ward off illness, and how quickly you recover. It's about choosing to nourish, to move, to rest, and to protect your body with intention and kindness. And here's something that might truly surprise you. Something many people overlook: one of the most powerful boosters for your immune system, especially as you age, is joy. Yes, genuine, heartfelt joy. Studies have shown that positive emotions, laughter, And strong social connections can actually have a measurable positive impact on immune function when you engage in activities that truly bring you happiness. Whether it's spending time with loved ones, pursuing a beloved hobby, or simply enjoying a beautiful sunset, your body releases beneficial chemicals that can calm your nervous system and reduce stress hormones, which in turn supports your immune cells. So, while we talk about nutrition and exercise, never underestimate the profound biological power of a good laugh, a warm embrace, or the pure contentment of a life well lived. Prioritize moments of happiness, connection, and purpose. They are just as vital to your immune system as any supplement or superfood. I'd truly love to hear your thoughts on this. Have you noticed any of these changes yourself? What practices have you found helpful in keeping your immune system strong and resilient as you've gotten older? Please share your wisdom and experiences in the comments below. Your insights could be incredibly helpful to others in our community. If you found this video helpful, if it brought you a new understanding or inspired you, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps this information reach more people who could benefit from it. And if you want more practical, empowering advice for living your best, most vibrant life at every age, consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to support you on this journey. Remember, every single day is an opportunity to nourish your incredible body and live your best life, vibrant and resilient, at every age.